Well, thanks so much for joining us, everyone, here on 13 News at noon. I'm Karen Campbell here with Sean Ash, who's going to break down our forecast for this afternoon. I know yesterday we were talking about some slick spots and ice, and now things are kind of getting back to normal.
Yeah, slowly. Yeah, we just got to get rid of this cloud cover now.
Gotcha.
We will get, in some areas, going to see some sun, and it's just going to take a little patience here. But I would say take advantage of the dry time that we have. We've got several more systems in a pretty active pattern ahead here, Karen. But yeah, let me show you the visible satellite, and just depending on your location, you either have a completely blue sky, Seymour, or it's overcast, and that's for a good portion of the area. The closer you get to I-70 and points to the north. But as we dive into the southern part of the state, you can see there in Brown County, we got some rays of sunshine. It's 44 in Greensburg, 41 this hour in Bedford, with a chance of getting into the upper 40s because you're going to have much more sun compared to what's going on farther north here. It's 33 in Bunker Hill. That's a pretty thick blanket of clouds right now. That will take much longer as we progress through the afternoon. 38 here in Indy, 42 Shelbyville, and 35 this hour in Greencastle. So you can see this blanket of gray right now. It will be a slow process, but I do expect over the next 4 or 5 hours, we'll have less cloud cover, a little bit more in terms of sunshine, and as a result, temperatures will respond. We're 38 right now in Indy. I think we should get into the middle 40s, providing we do get some of that sunshine that we're talking about to finish the day. We'll talk more about bus stop heading into tomorrow morning. And then we've got multiple systems to time out coming up in the 7-day forecast here in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Sean. Yeah. A family is now grieving the loss of a 2-month-old baby after police say a suspect running from officers crashed into the family's car. We first brought you this as breaking news yesterday at noon. The father and the family's 3-year-old son are now recovering from serious injuries. Our Logan Gay talked with the mom, who says she's just trying to process what happened.
This could happen to anyone, and today it happened to me.
Jack Botter is still trying to comprehend how her life changed forever within minutes at this intersection. She says her fiance Shadow was taking their 2 kids to their grandparents' house when tragedy struck.
There's going to be 2 vehicles involved, a black Buick versus a gray Kia.
It's really difficult to go through this and know that we didn't do anything wrong.
According to Plainfield Police, an Avon officer tried to stop a car near US 40 and Ronald Reagan Parkway. However, police say the driver did not stop and crashed into Botter's fiance's car, carrying her daughter Iris and son Aries.
The car instantly caught on fire.
Police officers and Good Samaritans jumped in to help get her family out of the car as it was engulfed in flames. Some of the officers even injuring themselves in the process.
How many burnt patients?
1 that I'm aware of.
That turned out to be Aries. He was pulled out the car and rushed to the hospital with burns on 60% of his body.
Control repeat. We got a father with major third-degree facial burns here.
Something like this happening just isn't right.
While Aries and his dad didn't make it out of the car, Botter says her daughter Iris did not.
We have confirmed that there was another child in the other vehicle.
Botter says Iris was only 2 months old and had just left her 2-month doctor checkup 30 minutes before the crash.
She was honestly everything to me. Me and my fiance were doing everything we could for those babies.
Her fiance Shadow is also in the hospital with broken ribs and a laceration on his spleen. Even though Botter is overwhelmed with sadness about what they lost, she says she's grateful for what was saved.
I know I lost my baby girl, but I still have family left. It means everything to me.
Police say the suspect is in custody, as Botter hopes no one else will have to go through this pain.
Everyone needs to drive safe right now because you really never know. I was in the happiest times of my life and suddenly I'm in the worst.
And that was our Logan Gay reporting. Botter says her son has a long road to recovery and she's going to be there for him every step of the way. Well, 13 News is learning more about an overnight shooting leaving a person in critical condition. Right now, we know the person walked into Community East Hospital around 1:30 this morning looking for help after being shot. Now, we have reached out to see if their condition has changed. Police are investigating to find out the location of the shooting and what led up to it. Well, this afternoon, we are getting a look at new photos from the Delphi murders crime scene. This comes after Richard Allen's defense team filing a motion to correct errors. The defense gave several examples of why they think Allen's conviction should be overturned. Now, some of those included conflicting arguments about Libby German's cell phone found at the crime scene. The defense says someone activated this phone after it reportedly stopped moving, but these pictures show it covered with dirt and leaves. The Carroll County prosecutor is now responding to the defense's motion. The state says these newly released pictures support their theory about water or dirt impacting the phone, not someone else moving it. Allen's defense team put forth other claims in the motion, saying another person allegedly confessed to the crimes. They also say Allen being at Westville Correctional Facility impacted his mental health and the outcome of the trial. But the state pushed back on both of those claims. 13 News spoke with former prosecutor and defense attorney Brad Banks about what to further expect from the defense's motion now that the state has responded.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is denied pretty readily or pretty quickly.
And we are told the full appeal process for overturning the verdict could take upwards of a year. And if you want to catch up on all the details in this Delphi case, you can see all of our coverage, including the trial and Richard Allen's sentencing, on our website. You can scan the QR code that you see on your screen. That will take you to WTHR.com/Delphi. Well, this afternoon, a judge has ruled no jail time for a man accused of using an axe in a road rage incident last year. He will serve home detention. Yesterday, Jimmy Calhoun pleaded guilty to battery with a deadly weapon. It happened in March of 2024 on 16th and MLK Jr. Streets. Chet Montgomery says he was driving when Calhoun swerved into his lane. At the next red light, Calhoun got out of his car and started approaching Montgomery's car. Montgomery says he got out to defend himself and tried to wrestle the axe away from Calhoun.
Well, I got cut in about 3 different spots, trying to take it from him ultimately, which I did, take the axe.
Calhoun has to pay restitution now. He'll be back in Boone County Court later this month for violating his probation on an unrelated drug charge. Indiana City Councilor Jesse Brown is speaking out for the first time since being expelled from the Democratic caucus. And we've been closely following this story since he posted about the expulsion on social media this week. He tells us that he saw the move coming, but wasn't given a reason why. A statement from the Democratic caucus sent Monday says, for a caucus to be successful, it must rely on trust, factual discourse, and a commitment to constructive teamwork. Brown denies ever having lied about anything to his peers. He says for the last 14 months, he's been denied a seat on committees.
I was willing to, accept that, eat humble pie and wait, because I know I'm a socialist, and I know that rubs people the wrong way. They needed some time to get to know me. I've waited 14 months. That's ridiculous. It's not about me, it's about my district. They're disenfranchising the district, so we don't stop fighting until we get 6 committees.
They're relying on our caucus.
And 13 News asked for an interview with any of the councilors who voted to expel Brown. They referred us to the statement instead.
We're having it.
Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go.
Yesterday at noon, we told you about 50 protests across 50 states, including right here at the Indiana Statehouse. Demonstrators calling out the Trump administration for cracking down on several key issues, including immigration, transgender rights, and taking over Gaza. The protests were organized online under the hashtag 5051. That stands for 50 protests, 50 states, 1 day to, quote, defend our democracy.
I am very concerned about the state of our democracy. I feel that unelected people have been given access to government records, and Basically, private information of every American is in jeopardy, and our national security is at risk as well.
Since taking office, Trump has signed dozens of executive orders, essentially overhauling government. New at noon, the 500 Festival just announced the theme for this year's AES 500 Festival Parade. And can you guess what it is? Well, Connected Through May. You'll see the theme in everything surrounding 500 Festival up and through May. The theme represents a strong sense of community as the festival unites with local organizations and community members through several different events and programs.